Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning and welcome to RPtv. Today is Friday, January 10th, 2020. Two major civil rights groups are reaffirming their bonds in light of the recent anti-Semitic attacks in the New York, New Jersey area. Barbie has that report.
Two major civil rights organizations of New Jersey are coming together to fight for equity and educate elected officials in order to improve relations between the Jewish and Black communities while the hate and crime are rising. The officials from the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and the Anti-Defamation League announced a partnership in a press conference yesterday. In the coming months, the group will devise an anti-bias training for elected officials across the state, attend houses of worship to sneak into interfaith groups, and release joint statements in a united voice. The recent events happened in New Jersey had left both of the communities shocked. The attack on kosher supermarket in New Jersey City had left 6 dead, including two members of Hasidic community, and the spray-painted swastikas near Highland Park Synagogue, with a surge of racism and white supremacy propaganda. More than 200 anti-Semitic incidents were reported in New Jersey in 2018, the third highest rate of attacks in the nation. The president of National Association for Advancement of Colored People, Richard Smith, said that the groups have worked together for more than 100 years, but now it is an important time to unite toward the common goal of eradicating racism and bigotry.
Although strange news usually comes from Florida, this time it comes from Florida's neighbor, the state of Georgia. Charlene has that report.
In Georgia, a man went inside Taco Bell, treating it like its home at last Christmas. This man went inside one of the famous chain restaurants, Taco Bell's drive-through windows, and according to the investigators, the surveillance camera has gotten a clear shot of what the man looks like. He climbed inside the drive-through window, cooked himself up a meal, took a nap on the floor, and stole a laptop and a tablet. This man was seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and black sneakers. The Gwinnett County Police are still looking for him today.
Now it's time for announcements. Interact will be holding their next meeting on Tuesday, January 14th in Room 1 after school. Everyone is invited to attend. See Mr. Fucci or Rebecca Rodriguez with any questions. Polka Club is selling shirts and hats for Black History Month. If interested, please see a Polka Club member or email Mrs. Arango at varango@rpsd.org. Order forms are due Thursday, January 16th. Anime Club, meeting on Thursday, January 16th and on Thursday, January 23rd after school in room 105. French Club meetings. New movie day for Ratatouille is on Wednesday, January 15th after school in the library. Wednesday, January 22nd after school in room 3. Art Club and National Art Honor Society will be meeting Fridays after school in room 102 during the school year. We are working on projects and sometimes exploring new media. Join us. Summer camp is seeking counselors. Looking to fill counselor positions at the high school level, $7 an hour, and college level, $10.30 an hour. Must have experience in one or more of the following areas: arts and crafts, baton, cheerleading, color guard, dance, digital gaming, drawing, fitness, lifeguard, robotics, technology, and theater. Also looking to fill the position of adult custodian, $16 an hour. Click on the job application, then print, complete, and return to the summer camp mailbox, office, or email summercamp@rpsc.org no later than February 7th at 12 noon to be considered. Bowling news. Congratulations to the bowling team for some of their highest games this season. Anthony DeVito bowled a .222, David Bromirski bowled a .210, Franciel Mello bowled a .223, and Jason Jokai bowled a .201. Also, congratulations to the JV bowling team for adding another win in the record books, making their record 10-2. Junior Gala. Attention all juniors, check your school email for an important message regarding song suggestions for the Junior Gala. You can make suggestions via email or leave one in Mrs. Hernandez's mailbox in the office. Gala will be held at the Westwood in Garwood on Thursday, February 27th. More details to follow. Miss Talented Scholastic Teens of New Jersey. Girls, if you are motivated and interested in a challenging and rewarding experience, you may want to check out this scholarship program. There is a registration fee of $150. You must possess a demonstrated talented and have at least a C+ average. So if you want to have some fun, improve your self-esteem, build confidence and discipline, you may want to take a look at this program. Please see your counselor for a brochure. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., there is a boys JV basketball game versus Jonathan Dayton away. At 11:30, there is a girls JV basketball game versus Hillside at home. Also at 11:30, there is a boys varsity basketball game versus Jonathan Dayton away. And at 1 p.m., there is a girls varsity basketball game versus Hillside at home. There is a softball meeting on Tuesday, January 14th at 2:45 in room 6. All players are welcome, varsity and JV. Congratulations to the JV bowling team for defeating the undefeated first place Westfield team yesterday with the final score of 2,431 to 2,492. This was led by some outstanding scores of 185 by Steven Espana-Arias and Kevin Lopez, 187 and 211 by Anthony DeVito, 194 by Ralph Schoner, and 199 by Franciel Mello. Also, congratulations goes out to Jason Jokai and Steven Espana-Arias for bowling for varsity yesterday as well. If you are a fan of astronomy, then you have to hope that the skies stay clear tonight, as it is time for the first full moon of the season. Barbie has the details.
The full January moon carries a cool but scary sounding nickname, the wolf moon. The moon got this nickname because Native American tribes would often hear a pack of hungry wolves howling on cold and snowy nights in the middle of the winter. The January full moon will be one of the 13 full moons appearing in 2020 because the month of October will have 2 full moons, and some sky watchers are calling this month's full moon as the wolf moon eclipse because the people in some parts of the world will see partial lunar eclipse as the moon turns full. The wolf moon will be completely full Friday night. The best place to be viewing this moon is in New York City. Although the wolf moon is the most common nickname for the full moon January, other nicknames for the moon are cold moon, the old moon, the great spirit moon, or the moon after Yule.
Stay tuned, we will be right back. Thanks for watching RPtv. Have a great weekend and stay tuned for CNN 10.
Hi, I'm Carl Azus, and Fridays are awesome. First time I've said that on air this decade, and though I think it'd be hilarious to just end the show there, we've got a lot to tell you about this Friday on CNN 10, not to mention a school to shout out later, and it all starts with events taking place in the Middle East. Between Iran and the United States, military attacks and revenge attacks have dominated the headlines over the past couple weeks. But there's another event under investigation in Iran and abroad. A plane crashed in the Iranian capital of Tehran on Wednesday. It was a Ukrainian passenger jet headed from Iran to Ukraine, and it went down shortly after takeoff. All 176 people on board were killed. At first, Iranian and Ukrainian officials suggested that technical problems caused the crash. But yesterday, Ukrainian authorities said they were also considering terrorism and a missile strike as possible causes, and U.S. officials said it appeared Iran shot down the plane with 2 surface-to-air missiles. Why? Several sources, including U.S. President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, say Iran could have done this by mistake. The plane crash happened within hours of Iran's missile attack against 2 military bases where U.S. troops were staying. If Iran thought a revenge attack was coming, it might have mistaken the Ukrainian passenger jet as a threat and shot it down. To be clear, that's just one theory that observers have. Formal investigations are taking place, and Iran denies shooting down the plane. It says the accusations are part of psychological warfare against Iran. Meanwhile, tensions remain high in the Middle East between that country and America, but historically speaking, that's nothing new.
There's little love lost between Iran and the United States.
Well, it is now Washington's move after Iran
Relations between the two countries have been troubled for more than half a century. But where did the conflict start? To understand that, we need to go back to the 1950s and this man, Mohammad Mossadegh. Mossadegh, who became prime minister in 1951, was key in nationalizing the country's British-controlled oil fields.
British experts were granted a concession to
As a result, the British enlisted the US to get rid of him. In 1953, the CIA and MI6 backed a coup ousting Mossadegh, restoring instead Iran's monarch, the Shah. But the Shah became unpopular at home for his lavish spending, ostentatious lifestyle, and the torture of dissidents. That all changed in 1979. The Islamic Revolution ushered in change, forcing the Shah to flee the country. The high-ranking Shia religious leader Ayatollah Khomeini returned from exile in February to become Iran's supreme leader. Later that year, amid death to America chants, Iranian students stormed the US embassy in Tehran, taking 90 people hostage, including 66 Americans. Ultimately, all the hostages were released in a siege lasting 444 days. But the damage was done. The US designated Iran a state sponsor of terrorism 3 years later. In the 1980s, Iran and Iraq became embroiled in a war. The US was officially neutral, but in a bid to contain Iran, started backing Iraq and its leader Saddam Hussein. The move put the US and Iran even further at odds. The tension ratcheted up toward the end of the Iran-Iraq War. In 1988, the US shot down an Iranian passenger plane over Iranian territorial waters when it mistakenly identified it as a fighter jet. It killed all 290 people on board. When Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990, the US and Iran suddenly shared Saddam Hussein as a common enemy. Although it did little to improve relations, US sanctions against Iran accelerated under the Clinton administration. In 2002, a year before the start of the Iraq War, President Bush included Iran in what he called the axis of evil.
States like these and their terrorist allies constitute an axis of evil.
Due to concerns Tehran was trying to develop nuclear weapons to threaten the US.
10-second trivia. In what alpine nation would you find the village of Hallstatt, which is said to resemble Arendelle from Frozen? Italy, Austria, Norway, or Belgium? Only 2 of these countries are alpine, and only Austria is home to Hallstatt. It started with the work of writers and artists in the 1800s. They were struck by the snow-capped mountains and crystal waters that frame Hallstatt. It was added to UNESCO's World Heritage List in 1997. Instagram came along later, and people started sharing scenes of the village on social media. And then, after Frozen, well, let's put it this way. Hallstatt has a population of 780 people. In a given day, it's reportedly visited by as many as 10,000 people. This has created a blessing and a problem for the Austrian village. On one hand, tourism dollars have become a crucial part of Hallstatt's economy. On the other, it's been struggling with over-tourism, which has brought challenges for the small population and its privacy. Officials there are trying to implement a new bus system that will limit the number of buses and guests allowed in Hallstatt at any particular time. Other places in Europe are also trying to limit overcrowding caused by over-tourism. In Venice, Italy, new hotels are banned, and day trippers are being charged to get inside the city. In Amsterdam, Netherlands, there will be higher taxes for people who stay overnight and new limits on tours. Taxes are also going up for visitors to Barcelona, Spain, and efforts are underway there to encourage people to visit places outside of the city. And there's a new limit on the number of cruise ships allowed to dock in Dubrovnik, Croatia, as well as a limit on new restaurants. While all this is going on, part of the U.S. state of California is grappling with the question of whether the private ownership of a particular beach means the public is not allowed. If you have ever thought, what would a cuttlefish do if you glued 3D glasses on it and then played 3D movies of its favorite prey, you were thinking like researchers at the University of Minnesota. They used temporary glue and Velcro to study cuttlefish vision, and the animals went after the screen like critics go after popcorn. Researchers say cuttlefish have better depth perception than people do. The work was published in the journal Science Advances. Now you might be asking, what were they thinking? Of course fish have better depth perception. You don't need to dive deep into research to see that fish in water see better than fish out of water. As some might say, it's a new dimension of science that's making waves, but to others and the cuttlefish themselves, it's just seafood. I'm Carl Azus. This show goes out to Gull Lake High School in Richland, Michigan. Great hearing from you guys yesterday on our YouTube site. If you're watching from a school and you're jealous of Gull Lake, click this link to get to our official YouTube page. Subscribe and comment on the latest show, and your school, city, and state could be announced Monday on CNN 10. Have a great weekend, y'all.